Okay, I'm gonna try and talk about all of this again, okay? So, oh my god, this is so hard. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about mental health. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about depression or stress or anxiety. I really want to open up this conversation on this channel because a lot of you guys come here and seek guidance or help when it comes to moving to a new country or settling down, whether it is as a student or with your family or as a professional. And we're not really addressing the human elements of this process. We're not really talking about the struggle we feel on a emotional or psychological, mental level when we're dealing with that kind of change in our life. And change is so hard. And I have to tell you, as anyone who decides to stand up and go against, the typical conventional life that you should be living, and as someone who decides, you know what, I want a change in my life. I want to live a better life. I want to live a happier life. And so I'm going to move somewhere, or I'm going to pursue a course of study, or I'm going to pursue a job in a brand new country. You really have to give yourself a lot of credit, because that is an incredible and a very admirable thing. A lot of people will not pursue their dreams because they're too fucking lazy. And more importantly, they are very afraid of change. People don't like change because change can be scary. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's coming for you. So people like living, in that straight path where they know what to expect. You grow up, you go to school, you find a partner, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, and then that circle kind of continues. Whereas there are people who are like, want to step away from that and they want to live their life differently. Now, there's nothing wrong with however it is you choose to live your life. I'm just saying that as a, Canadian Indian woman who decided to get up and move around the world like as early as I could. I think in my late teens I moved to Germany, and I've been doing it since, and I pursued a career outside of what may have been expected of me, And so I was always sort of like walking against the wind in a dust storm. Like I was always sort of dealing with a lot of backlash. People were telling me, how can you be a trainer when you're so small? You want to travel to other side of the world as a young girl, like that's not safe for you. How could you give up a career, like a successful career, and move into becoming a personal trainer? Like that's such a shitty job. Anything and everything for me has always been, I don't want to say a struggle, but I've had to really deal with a lot of criticism. And so I have never really allowed that to get in the way of what I was doing, and I never made it so powerful of an influence in my life that I second-guessed myself. Once I was set in my mind that I wanted to do something, there was no changing my mind from it. And once I was clear in what my vision was, I've always sort of pushed forth for it. Now, with social media and YouTube, life can seem so perfect. I'll share pictures from my travels from all these different countries and all these moments of me having, good times and smiling and laughing. But there are so many tears, there's so many scars behind so many of those moments, when I was living in Sydney, for example, I was attacked in the middle of the road at 5 o'clock in the morning. This guy came down and kicked me, chased me down the road, and there was not a single person in sight. And I remember really fearing for my life on that day. And that was not the only time something like that happened. I was just walking to work and I wound up finding myself in a situation that made me fear my own security. And, you know, after that, I had a couple more encounters where I was in a very, very unsafe situation and I had to deal with the police, and I've had experience with people threatening me or threatening my family. I've had to get the cops involved and the military involved. And there's so many things that have happened that have put me in the position today. And that's why I really wanted to start a YouTube channel to help people out and to talk to people and help people move. And, you know, I kind of always joke and say I'm not an immigration agent. I'm not, but like a lot of my stuff that's coming out to you is coming from my own struggle. And I know how hard I had to work to get the life that I really wanted and I really fought for. You know, when I first moved to Australia, I had no money, and I was actually like about to catch a train back to Blacktown. So I used to, when I first moved there, I wound up living in the suburb called Blacktown, and I was interviewing in the CBD, which is the city, and I lost my train ticket and I had no money. And so it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I was like really worried because everyone had informed me, you know, not to stay out late in Blacktown. And I remember going up to like the ticket vendor, I guess, at the train station, and I was like, you know, I can't find my ticket. I don't have a cell phone. I have no money. Like, I was just lost. And he told me, go sit in that corner, beg for your money until you have enough to buy a ticket and you can go home. And I sat there with like my face in my hands, sobbing and feeling so helpless. And I, you know, it wasn't until like these complete strangers came up to me and asked me what was wrong, and I was just like in shock. And it was only through the help of those strangers that I made it home safe. And you know, I vowed on that day never to be without money again. I vowed on that day that I would work my fucking ass off and I would never struggle like that again. And so I have since made it a point to just bust my fucking balls. And so just understand that like the image and the expectation we can have from our life is often not the reality that we live. And so often the expectation that we have of our life could come from a movie, or it can come from someone's Instagram account, or it can come from a celebrity that we really look up to. But we have to live our own path. We have to face our own demons, and we have to climb our own mountains. And I know how cliche all of this stuff sounds, but it's important to understand that like you really have to set your mind on what you want to do, and you really have to be strong. One thing that will always get you through even the toughest time in your life is your mind, and you have to be very strong. No matter how tough, how shitty your circumstances or how shitty the situation is, you have to be fucking stronger than that. And that's what I am always talking about with, you know, the thinking strong. You gotta have a really strong mental game. You gotta be like mentally like just charged and like just willing to fight for what you really want. But you also have to understand that if there are moments where you feel helpless, or if you feel like unsafe, it's okay to speak up. It's okay to ask for help. You know, I was a little bit of a loner. I didn't really have many friends. I was also a huge introvert, so I was not very open about my struggles for a good 5-6 years. Not many people knew what I was dealing with because I didn't want to open up about it. And ever since I started doing that, my life has become so much more meaningful. I feel so much more liberated because I'm not holding on to anything. I'm not holding on to those kind of demons, and like I can live with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more peace in my mind. And with this video, my hope is that it can help even one of you understand that it's okay to struggle, and for you to see that regardless of in my YouTube videos or on my Instagram account, like no matter how great life can seem, it's all just an illusion. It's only a quick shot. You know, who knows what was happening before that photo was taken? It's only a 5-minute YouTube video. There is a huge life that is being lived outside of that. There is so much going on behind each video, and that doesn't only apply to me. That applies to every single person that you might look up to or follow or admire or whatever, right? And so make sure you surround yourself with people that you can talk to, and make sure you understand it's okay to show your vulnerability, to like let people know when you're struggling and to ask for help. I think had I done that earlier, a lot of my struggles wouldn't have been as crazy as they were. And so, you know, just I don't really have like an end game with this conversation. I just kind of wanted to sit and let you guys know that like wherever you are and whatever you're going through, just keep going. And whether you're struggling with immigration stuff or working or trying to get into a school or find a job or get sponsored or make money or find a job or like where, I don't know, there's so many things we're all trying to deal with, right? We want to pay off our loans. We want to help our parents. Maybe we want to help our loved one. We want to take care of our family. We might have a sick family member. There's so many things we are all dealing with in our own way. Don't allow that to kind of become more powerful than who you are and what you're doing. Give yourself credit for the work you're doing and the amount of effort you're putting into your life every day to make it better. And maybe we can use this video and the comment section to leave positive words and positive comments for each other and provide each other with a little bit of support that all of us need sometimes. We all have moments where we just need someone to help us get back up. And maybe this can serve as that for you today. And, you know, please know that like when you want to move somewhere or you want to do anything, don't expect anybody to extend out a hand and help you. You really have to help yourself. You really have to work hard for your own dreams and what really matters to you. So don't get frustrated when other people don't help you or other people don't give you the advice or guidance that you're looking for. You know, just persevere. Okay, I'm getting like a lot of messages. But yeah, that completely threw me off. Regardless, I'm just gonna say that like life is not easy, but life is wonderful, and there are some incredible people out there, and you are one of them. And so I want to thank you for watching this very different video, but I really did want to open this conversation up, and I don't want to make it too long. And for anyone who really wants to talk or like build a community, I would really advocate that you like start like leaving positive comments for each other, not only in this video but in every video, and like try and help other people out when they're struggling, and don't turn away from someone who needs your help. And don't think that if you help someone out, that will take away from your success. You know, and that's what, again, I'm always saying when I say there is enough room for all of us to succeed. You know, there isn't just like one person at the top. We can all have the success and the life that we want, but it's also important that we address and understand that there is struggle in that process, and it's okay to allow it to make you feel weak sometimes, but it's also very important that you like really channel your true strength and go forth every single day with as strong of a mind as you possibly can. And I wish nothing but the best and success and happiness to each of you, including myself, I guess. And I hope this can really open up a brand new conversation for all of us, and maybe it could help even more of us out, right? It could help more people out in a different way, find their path, whether it is on an emotional level, and pursue their dreams in the physical world. But thank you so much for watching if you did make it through this video. And if I was able to help any of you out, that makes me truly happy. And I have done justice to my experiences by allowing to use them to help you guys out. So until next time, think strong always. I love you guys so much. You are amazing. You're doing your best, and keep doing that. Bye.